Hello, I'm Blake Melton. I've been leading the efforts at Standing Boy for the past few years, and this is going to be an update about what we are trying to accomplish this winter and spring, and how we need your help to do that. So our mission and the mission of the purpose of the trails is to protect and preserve the natural beauty and abundant resources of the property. And after we've done that, which we've largely accomplished, although there will still need to be vigilant, I'm sure, we want to create, maintain, and manage a spectacular natural surface trail system. We want that trail system to be consistent with the natural state of the property. And that's what we're spending all our time doing right now. Once we get towards completion of the trail system, we want to begin leveraging the natural beauty of the property and the trail system to support and advocate for sound forestry management and ecological practices on the property. We want people to utilize it and therefore lead healthier, happier lives. And while we've got people out there for the trails, we want to promote appreciation, understanding, and stewardship of nature. Creating, maintaining, and managing the trails will largely be an activity that Standing Boy Inc. does directly. Now we're partnering with the local mountain bike group to a huge degree on that, and we'll partner with other user groups, but that'll be a very active and direct activity for Standing Boy Inc. And on the third purpose, we want to make sure we're partnering with existing organizations, and we'll make every effort not to be duplicative when we get to that phase. Here are the board members of Standing Boy Inc. that if you give us a donation to help accomplish what we're trying to do this year, these are the people that would be the stewards of your donation. Why are trails important to Columbus and our community? The over health and well-being, community, exercise, etc. Those are all fairly intuitive, but I believe, and the community believes, that it's going to be a big part of helping us attract and retain businesses and workers along the lines of young professionals and other similar efforts. And then people will absolutely come from out of town to ride these trails. And there's a lot of synergy with Whitewater and Rush South. We're already getting people from Montgomery and Birmingham and Atlanta and Warner Robins, and a lot of people coming up from Florida. We started with the green trails so that the system would be available or usable by a large cross section of people. This picture illustrates that. And you can see we're still continuing to place emphasis on the green trails. We need to get the green trails completed. Again, I don't want to get too deep into Whitewater, but if you look at Ocoee and Solly and the National Whitewater Center, they all have mountain bike trails, and a lot of it is very interwoven with the Whitewater. And we need to do the same sort of thing with our Whitewater. But because of these benefits and because of our mission, there's a lot of support for what we're trying to do. And I'd encourage you to go to standingboy.org in general, but especially to look at the community tab and see the people that are supporting this publicly, the people that have offered statements of support, and then who's donated to make these trails a reality. So where we're going in terms of the actual trails is a 36-mile trail system. We would be shared use, hike, bike, run of 25 miles, and then hiking only trail and some cleared and maintained trodes. Trodes are old logging roads and the like that have basically turned into trails over time. They're used right now, but they're not signed and they're not incorporated into the map, so a lot of people don't know about it. And we're going to do that and then maintain them a little bit better than they have been. And we'll end up with 6 miles of hiking trail and 5 miles of bike-only gravity trail. The revisions necessary to complete the master plan are being finalized, but we're anticipating a close to $3 million cost for those trails. What we've got right now is 17 miles of trail, 7 green shared use, 9 blue shared use, and then a 1 mile bike only gravity trail that is hugely popular and has been a big draw. That's cost $1.2 million. All of that are donated dollars donated by our community. And the usage has been good. We're getting up to 125 people on the weekend, on some weekend days, and up to 75 on some weekdays. But we haven't done anything to promote or drive utilization of the trails. In fact, we've been intentionally quiet because we don't have sufficient parking, which is one of the things we're getting ready to try to address. So where do we go from our 17 miles we've got now? We've got environmentally cleared and funded blue bike only gravity trail, which will help complete the blue offering or push it more towards completion. That's under contract for April. What is unfunded and what we're waiting on environmental clearance for are these projects. A parking lot that we've already got all lined up except for environmental clearance and funding of 70 parking spots to complete the master plan to take it from the current 25 miles to 36 miles, turn primary goods into a loop, and finish building Bimini. Because there's an endangered trillium species, which is a little flowering plant that flowers in March and April, we can't get environmental clearance except in this window. So that's where we've been stuck waiting in order to build a parking lot. And so we've got to get funding, and then we've got to get clearance in late March and early April. The parking area will look like this. This is, if my mouse will let me, the road you see at the top is Old River Road. The parking lot will be along the access road that you use to currently get to our existing parking lot. There's my mouse. This is the current access road. Our existing parking lot is down here. This is all teed up and ready to go, engineering documents, etc. We cleared with DNR. All we need is environmental clearance and about $20,000 more. These are the trail corridors that we need to flag to complete the master plan. And these are drawn on the map, looking at topo lines and other factors, but they need to be proofed on the ground, probably adjusted a decent amount to optimize them, and then flagged so that the environmental folks and archaeological folks can come in and clear the trail corridors. Again, we want to get this done so that we can hopefully build some of this hiking trail this coming fall. This would be the trail we'd add, the dark green trail, to turn primary goods into a loop. You'll see that it'll provide connectivity with the existing and new parking lot. And primary goods is the main green artery in and out of the parking area. And it's already gets a little congested sometimes. We add this parking and we drive utilization, and that's going to get more congested. Well, turning this into a loop will obviously kind of cut the traffic in half, but it'll also allow us to run the loop directional. So bikes will go one way and foot traffic will go the other way, and then we'll alternate that by day. That allows just a better user experience for everyone, and the trails will feel less crowded. And then finally, we need to complete Bimini. Bimini was originally going to come along the shoreline the entire way and create lake or river access from the green trails. Well, there's a lot of tornado damage out here, and we're going to deal with that eventually. But for right now, we need to complete these two sections. This section will provide access to the water, and we'll do some kind of benches and bike racks, etc. And then this section will just get us off the gravel road and make the whole loop feel complete and not sort of patched together with gravel road. The water access is really important. I mean, I can tell you, in the trail solutions and other professionals will agree with me that destination drives utilization, especially among kids. And I've got 7 and 8 year olds that ride the trails and hike on the trails, and having that destination on the far side of the green trails will really get them excited and help drive utilization among kids. So the line items in the order in which we'll apply funding is first the parking area, because we've got to have it. Since I made these slides, we got a $5,000 donation, and we've gotten some other still very important but not as large donations, so we're getting there. We need to complete the master plan so we can be good to go at the end of March and in April for environmental review. We need to contract in about the next 30 days because Trail Solutions, our contractor, like any other good contractor, gets filled up. and we need about $20,000 to do that work. And that'll also involve a revision to our, big master plan document, which is important because that's the document that we use with land managers to delineate what we have permission to do. Primary goods into a loop, that's $70,000, and we need to contract sometimes in February for the same reason, is the contractors or Trail Solutions is in demand and they fill up. And then completing Bimini is about $30,000. So we'll be launching over the next 30 days a very concerted effort to raise this money and get enough of it in the door quickly that we can feel confident contracting for these things that we need to contract for. The ways for you to support, we have a donate button on Facebook, but you can also go, and this would, I think, be the preferred method, although Facebook is fine, but go to standingboy.org/donate. And your donations will go to Standing Boy Inc., which is a 501c3, and it'll be tax deductible. We will email you a PDF acknowledgement of your receipt or of your donation for tax purposes. If you want to give stock, we're not quite there yet in being able to take that directly, but we still have our Standing Boy Trails Fund at the Community Foundation. There's information on the, a contact for the Community Foundation at standingboy.org/donate. Or if you have a donor advised fund or other relationship, you can just tell them Standing Boy Trails and they know where to send the money. I really appreciate you taking the time to hear about what we're trying to accomplish this winter and spring, and hope you'll consider supporting us with a donation. Thank you.